What's going on, everybody? It's Corey from the Breakevens here, giving you my February team update. The team has changed a little bit since January, so we'll get to that very soon. But first, let's get everything out of the way. So first, we have an unlimited group on Supercoach. We've got 91 people in there at the moment, I believe. Let me just check that. Yes, 91 people in there. So, if you want to join, the code is 432856. Tell your friends, tell your family, anyone who plays Supercoach, get them in. We're trying to get 100 people in there, so we only need 9 more. So that would be great, and any more would be awesome. So make sure, again, 432856, join our Breakevens Unlimited group. Let's go through the socials. So on Twitter, you can find us at BreakevensPod. Trying to hit 500 followers on there, so give us a like and a follow. And on YouTube, the Breakevens, trying to hit 50 subscribers here. On 44, so only 6 away. So it takes 2 seconds. Click the red subscribe button, and you'll be able to get our videos when they come out. Alright, so with that all done and dusted out the way, let's get into my side. Alrighty, so here we go. I've got a clean slate again. Some of these picks will be the same, but a lot has changed. So let's start with the defense. Number 1 has not changed. Tom Stewart is in. Super reliable. Scores points for fun, that intercepting role. Averages 124, I believe, at the MCG, and ridiculously high at GMHBA, which I think 5 out of the first 7 rounds they're at those venues, so he could go big very early. So he's not moving from my side unless an injury occurs. Second has changed. I did have Nick Dacos, but I've only got the 1 primo. So I've got Elliot Yeo as my D2. Absolutely killing it in pre-season, all the match sims. He's got that midfield role, and then he'll go down back, so he's going to get plenty of the ball. I think as long as he stays healthy, he's one of the best selections for us. The reason I've gone for only 1 primo in defense is just because I think there's more value here. There's a lot more of those mid prices and rookies here in defense. So if you're gonna go shorter in one of the lines, I think it's defense, and that is what I have done here. Second is another mid-pricer we haven't heard much about because the Cats have stayed pretty quiet this pre-season, but Jack Bowes. I think he's going to play. I think he gets some mid-time. I think plays half-back. Is he best 22? I think he is. And I just think he's got great value. So Jack Bowes is in my D3. D4, I got Nick Coffey. Now this is the one that could possibly change. 208k. He's still wearing the fluoro hat in training and intra-club games, which means he's non-contact at the moment, but he's still running around. He's getting that run in his legs, building up that tank. So if he's ready for round 1, I think he goes around 80, which means he makes a solid 150 odd K if he averages that 80. Hopefully he can stay away from any injuries, but he's one who could change, who could go to Dacos, but I'll speak about that at the end. Next is we get into our actual rookies. We've got Ruben Ginby, or Gidby. I'm pretty sure it's Ginby like the drink. Absolutely smashing it. Should play round 1. Got some CBA work in the intra-club, if it was today, if not yesterday, today being Saturday. I think he 100% plays, so he's a lock there, basically. And next, another pricier rookie. I've gone for Connor McKenna. It's between him and Wilmot. McKenna's looked more damaging in intra-clubs, but Yesterday, Wilmot played on the wing and McKenna was down half back, but there was a few players out, especially for that wing spot. So at the moment, it looks like McKenna, but if they both play, then I think Wilmot is the better option because he's 40k cheaper. But can't go wrong with McKenna. He's going to make money, and that's what we're here for. Trying to make as much money from these rookies. On my bench, Josh Weddle from the Hawks is absolutely locked for round one. Really impressive on that halfback. Can definitely go into the midfield if needed. There's going to be a lot of young guys going through that midfield. So Weddle, impressive. Mitchell's happy with him, so he's there on my bench. And my last defensive spot is Lockie Coward. So for those who don't know, Zach Williams had ACL, unfortunately, which means he's out for the season, and it looks like Cowan is the one to come in. Not 100% guaranteed, but that's the rumours going around. That's what it looks like. So, 117k defender, absolutely jump on that if he's there for round one. The midfield. Now, I think this man is non-negotiable. You have to have him. Clayton Oliver, VCC option every week. Think he can go a bit higher than the 127. And I like him over Laird just because that extra 4k. Laird's a bit overpriced in my opinion. So yeah, Clayton Oliver straight in. Next, Took Miller at M2. Now, news yesterday that he had some hamstring tightness and they've gone to have scans on that. So we will get some news on that injury and how bad it is. Hopefully it's not too bad and he's right for round one. But if he's going to be out for the next month, Took Miller will actually go down to Jack Steele. But for now, Took is in there. He was looking fit and strong, and I think he can definitely bump his average up to 125 there. My next is Marcus Bontopelli. Now, in the intra-club, apparently him and McRae played some time up forward, which for McRae hurts him a lot, but Bont, we've seen, can score while playing forward. I still think he's going to get a bump in those CBAs with Dunkley out. So I think for me personally, Bont is a must-have, and along with Stewart and Oliver, they will not be leaving my side at all. Alright, next we're going for a breakout pick. I think most people have this guy. Let's see his ownership when it loads. Only 19%, which is actually interesting, but Tom Green, in you go. Him and Callahan absolutely dominating pre-season. Callahan is someone I'm looking at, but I think Tom Green has the potential to go 110 plus here. And I think between LDU, Anderson, Warner, and Mitchell, I think Tom Green has the highest potential average for the season. So I'm just locking him in there. Alright. Now we'll get into the juicy mid prices. I've got two here. Jacob Hopper, 47% of sides. I think he's just an absolute lock. He has been managed a little bit this pre-season, which we all knew, but he's set for round one. He's still running, getting that run in those legs. He's just a must-have, so he's in there. Now, next one. Now, this is the one that could change. It's been in and out of my side, and that is Dom Sheed. Again, similar to Hopper. He's got that mid-roll, that full-time mid-roll. Has the potential to make a lot of money. Doesn't have probably the output as Hopper. If not, it's the same. So you can go either one, in my opinion. But I've gone with both. But if it's not looking great for Sheen or he gets injured, I'm going to be more than likely put him down to Finn Callahan, who's 100k cheaper, or just under 100k cheaper anyway. So Sheen goes in there. Then we get into the rookies. Everyone should have this bloke, Will Ashcroft. 61% of teams. Those 31% of teams who don't have him, hopefully they're just those custom teams that the site makes for you. But Ashcroft probably been Brisbane's best along with Dunkley this pre-season and intra clubs. Has been hitting the scoreboard as well, so he's been getting in the right positions. You have to start Ashcroft, in my opinion. So he's in there at my M7. And my M8 is someone else that a lot of people will have, and that is Will Phillips. 51% of sides sounds about right. Probably should be a bit higher, but been very impressive during the intra clubs and pre-season. Looking to probably be one of the top 3 to 4 mids at North Melbourne. Absolute value, so that's why he's in my side there. As we move to the bench, this is where things could change a little bit. From the West Coast Eagles, I have Elijah Hewitt, 148k. He's a big chance for round 1. He's been doing all the right things, playing that inside-outside role. I think if he plays and can cement a spot, he's going to make us an easy 150k there. If he's not there round 1, or Campbell Chesser, looks like he's right there for round 1, who Chesser played half a game in the inter club yesterday. I think he can easily swap to Chesser, so that's another 25k save there, if needed. Alright, next, a guy who has the potential to be anything, but just needs to find his way into the side. Matthew Johnson was in the B side for Fremantle the other day, which is not great, but he's been in the A's, he's been in the B, so maybe they're just trying to figure out different midfield rotations, but he's an absolute ball. He's been dominating, doing all the right things. I think he does play round 1, but if he doesn't, then we're in a bit of strife. But again, there's Chesser, there's Hewitt. If you don't have Hewitt, there's Oscar Baker, all around there, and there's usually 1 or 2 really cheap guys that pop up randomly, so he could easily go down to one of them. And my last spot in the midfield is Baker. Looks to have cemented his spot in the Bulldogs side on the wing. 123k if he plays. He's mature age because he came over from Melbourne. Has the potential to score 70 to 75, which will easily get him 150k. So Oscar Baker is in there, and that's my midfield. Tough one for me. I've looked at probably 5 different ruckmen for this R1 spot / R2. But at the moment, and I know he's been through some injury clouds as of late, but Tim English, I just think if he is fit, he has the highest potential of any ruckman that has to offer. Obviously, he's had a hamstring, and I think it might have been an ankle or something injury, so he's been out of main training for a little bit here, a little bit there. Hopefully he can get some consistency for the rest of pre-season and is right for round 1. My second is, I think, someone who is not going to move. That's Rowan Marshall. With all the other ruckmen down, he has no choice but to be the number one ruck. I think, yeah, there's absolute value there. He can easily go that 100, 110. So he's locked into my side. If anything does happen to Marshall, then I've got no clue what I'm going to do. I'll be in a bit of a pickle, but the one that could move is English, could go down to a Darcy Cameron to free up some more space if needed. And on the bench, no surprise, Nick Madden, 102k, mid ruck forward. As we said on our last podcast, he's out for the first half of the season, so easy loophole. He's not going to play, so he's absolute loophole lock there, and can go into the forward line, which is great. Alright, let's move to the forward line. So starting off, I think it's pretty obvious, Josh Dunkley, going to easily average 115. He can even go 120 plus this year, I reckon. Absolutely killing it. 63% of sides. There's not much more to say. Dunkley, he has to be in. So for those, what's that, 37% of teams who don't have him, you're missing out on probably the most valued player in Supercoach this season. So Dunkley absolutely locked, will not be moving. Second, I've got Stephen Cornelio. I think with Hopper and Taranto leaving, he basically plays majority midfield. I think he might still spend a little bit of time up forward, but I think that's more resting. But I think majority of the time he'll be pure mid. He averaged 111 after Cameron left last season. So if you look at that, he's about 10 points undervalued. So I think he's definitely a must-have if he stays fit. Third, I've got Connor Rosie here. I just think he's value. 36% of sides, seems to be that next person to take the step in that midfield, with Boak playing a little bit more forward. Butters recently had just some shoulder soreness, which isn't great, but Rosie in the intra-club game absolutely took the PISS. So for now, I've got Rosie there, and I'm going to finish off with Tim Taranto for my premium. So I've got 4 primos in the forward line. That's what I think we're lacking in rookies. So I've decided to go big there. As I said before, I've got a bit lighter and mid-price madness in the back line, so I could fix this forward line. So I'm pretty happy with it. Taranto there is going to be an absolute great pick. Hopefully he can work on his ball use a little bit more. But if not, he's a 100 averaging player at minimum, I think, if he stays fit there. So Tim Taranto locked into my side. Next, we're going to start with the rookies. Toby Mclean. Someone who has averaged big before with a pure mid-roll. And I think someone who can make plenty of money for us. Obviously, he won't get pure mid. He will rest forward at times, but that's okay because it's priced at 178, so he only needs to average, I think, around 65-ish to make 150k, and I think he can at least go 80, so plenty of value there. And I think the pick of the rookies in the forward line. Next is Jack's boy, Johnny Sin. Chuck him in there. Under a small injury cloud, but he's working his way back into it. I think he might have played some minutes in the intra-club. If he's fit, he's locked in to that wing spot at Port Adelaide. So I think he's a must-select player, especially with our forward line options not been that great. So Johnny Sins goes there. Next one is someone who I've put in just today, Charlie Cobbin. So if you watched the last podcast, I spoke about Cobbin and how I think Clarko rates him and that he's the best forward ruckman that the Kangas have. It came out today, kicked 3 goals and clunked some marks there in the intra-club. So I think he's there round 1. Does he keep his spot? I think he will. I think he's waited his time, and his time is now. And we're going to see Comden make his mark on AFL football, and especially for North. I'm not expecting massive numbers, but between all the other guys, your Fergus Greens, your Van der Ruins, your Ben Kings, I think he has the most potential to be consistent, as he might get some ruck minutes there as well. And to finish off his North Melbourne partner, we have Blake Drury. 102k guy, seems to be fitting well on half back. Looks like he might have pushed Gota out. Was in the B's team today in the inter club, but then switched to the A's at half time. So he's definitely someone that Clarko's looking at and North are looking at to bleed through. And if he's there round 1, there's nothing better than 102k rookie in our teams to help with that cash. Now I can see what you're thinking, Corey. You've got your team. You have 137k left over. Yes, I know, but there's a reason for that. So, as I spoke about before, a few things could change, and I sort of went through it as I was going. But basically, if need be, I'm looking to get Caulfield up to a Nick Dacos, as Nick Dacos in the interclubs played pure mid and has absolutely been dominating. So with Miller under an injury cloud, if he's not ready for round 1, Miller will go down to Jack Steele. Dom Sheed will go down to Finn Callahan, who I'm big on, and I want to get Callahan in. I guess worst case scenario actually is I can get Johnson or Hewitt. If neither of them play, I can get Callahan in and Phillips can go to my bench. That'll work as well. But if I want Dacos, Sheed will go down, Miller will go down, English will go to a Darcy Cameron. I'm not super stoked on the Cameron pick, especially in the ruck. I would prefer to have him in my forward line, but I do not want to get rid of these guys here. I'm pretty happy there. So English would go down to a Cameron, and then Combin would go... so Caulfield would go up to a Dacos. What I am looking to do, if I am happy with this, either, as I said, Hewitt or Johnson will go up to a Callahan, or she will go down to a Callahan, and maybe a Combin might go to a Windhager. Those are the 3 people that are big on my list: Dacos, Callahan, and Windhager. I wish I could fit them all in, but I like what I'm doing here, and I think rookie-wise, I'm happy if none play. We've got Campbell Chesser, who can come in from West Coast, so if Hewitt doesn't play, he's straight there, because he has DPP. If one of these guys aren't playing, easily go up there. But apart from that, that is my side, and I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know in the comments what you think of my team. Alright, so as I said, Let me know what you think of my team in the YouTube comments below. I'd really like to know what you guys have to say. But that's going to do me for today. Hope you liked and enjoyed the video. Don't forget, we have the Breakevens Unlimited group that I spoke about earlier. It's free to join. We're trying to get as many people in as possible. We need 9 more for 100. Would be great if everyone joined. The code again is 432856. Tell your family members, tell your friends, get in, and let's see who gets on top there by season's end. So once again, thank you all for watching and listening. Don't forget you can find us on YouTube, The Breakevens, and on Twitter at BreakevensPod. If you have any questions or you just want to have a chat, we're always there. We always reply to everyone as much as we can. So thank you all again, and until next time, it's bye for now.